Welcome back. This morning, we're shining a spotlight on the disappearance of University of Pittsburgh student Sudiksha Konanki. Wednesday, it'll be 20 days since the 20-year-old went missing in the Dominican Republic. Her case remains, though, somewhat of a mystery. Last week, we know her parents wrote a letter to officials asking for her to be declared dead. In a tearful statement obtained by WKYC, Konanki's father tried to accept that his daughter may never return home.
It is with deep sadness and heavy. No. And heavy heart that we are coming to the terms with the fact that our daughter has drowned. This is incredibly difficult for us to process. We kindly ask you to keep our daughter in your prayers.
The man believed to be the last person to see Konanki alive, Joshua Riibe, has been the focus of headlines and lots of speculation. He's no longer considered a person of interest in the case. And let me be clear, he was never a suspect. He had never risen to that level, according to authorities. Now, Joshua Riibe is back home in Iowa, and he's got to adjust to his life now. In a statement to Daily Mail, Tina Riibe, Joshua's mom, described her son since returning home, saying, quote, "It was a really sad situation. Josh is resting up right now. We're keeping to ourselves right now. It's been a very long travel, and he's going to be returning to school as well." We know that. This is hard for everybody, isn't it? And I think it's just leaving so many of us true crime watchers unsatisfied. You know, where does this case go from here? So many people are comparing it to the case of Natalie Holloway. And I'm so pleased to welcome back on the program the private investigator who worked Natalie Holloway's case in Aruba, TJ Ward. TJ, great to see you again.
Thank you very much. Enjoy being here. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. So it just feels like it's too soon to many people watching this for a death declaration. Do you agree?
Oh, absolutely. This is way too soon. There's a lot of things that need to be done. The entire country is still on board with this, and I'm getting a lot of calls. I have a lawyer in New York now who's contacted me, who practices in the Dominican Republic, who's asked me if she could reach out along with me with the family, that she would invite me to go with her to Virginia to meet the family and try to get them motivated enough for me to go find their daughter.
That would be great, TJ. Gosh, I have a look at the search efforts I want to share with everyone. For anybody who's wondering where officials looked, they searched the beach and the surrounding area. They used drones, helicopters, divers in the water. They used police dogs as well. They had boats out on the water, too. More than 300 agents were involved in that search, and the FBI has been on the ground there in the DR assisting with the investigation. All this reporting is according to the New York Times. I also have a look at how she disappeared. We know that 4:15 a.m. she's seen on surveillance footage. 4:55 a.m. the group that she was with are coming back from the beach. 5 women, 1 man. She wasn't in that group. At 8:55 a.m., Joshua Riibe comes back from the beach. No signs of Sudiksha. 4 p.m. is when her friends report her missing to hotel staff. TJ, for anybody that might think, so it's 18 days today since March the 6th when she went missing. Has too much time passed to possibly bring her home?
No, not exactly. This is way too soon. I just received from this company that's been monitoring the internet. They sent me videos of her in the bar when she got sick, and there's a possibility that her drink was spiked.
Wow, when we saw her on the video getting sick in the bushes. Oh, my.
Yep. So there's a lot still to play out with this. If you recall, a week ago, the father went to the police and said, y'all need to expand your search outside the water and start looking in other areas. And I believe, again, I don't believe she's in the water at all. There's something else that transpired, even though this person that was there with her is now a person of interest, or not exactly being called by law enforcement a person of interest. But the mere fact we cannot rule things out that still need to be looked at in this case. You know, I'm very sincere about wanting to get with the family and go to Dominican Republic on their behalf and help them try to find their daughter. I've spent 18 years in the disappearance of Natalie Holloway and have never given up. And ironically, you know, now he's finally confessed to some parts of what transpired.
Right.
And so we can't, this is way too soon, you know, 3 weeks, her being missing. This is a complex case that somebody needs to be there on their behalf to help law enforcement, to represent them. And I am totally wanting to get with them and help raise the money for me to go there on their behalf to help them find their daughter.
TJ, tell me, do you think there's a possibility that someone could have seen her in an intoxicated state on the beach with Riibe after the big wave crashed and after he says he saved her? And the Konanki parents are very satisfied with that account, that he saved their daughter and they both were back on the shore, on the ground. But he was out of it. He was choking on water, passing out. Who knows what kind of state Sudiksha Konanki was in. Is it possible somebody could have seen her in that state and taken her?
Absolutely. That's what is on my mind, and to look at the same way that what happened to Natalie Holloway. Somebody removed her, and we think off the island. And obviously it's still being looked at. 20 years later, we're still trying to figure out who, what, where, how, and when this happened. And obviously we never found Natalie's body. But again, this is way too soon for this case, and it needs to be looked into, and they need to have somebody that knows how to deal with the island. You know, my first impression when I saw this case come up, it reminded me of Aruba. Just exactly. So if the family would allow me to get on board, I'm very sincere about wanting to help them. And there's a lot of people know that I want to do that, and a lot of people are sending me information as they have this week.
Yeah, you worked relentlessly for the Holloway family. I know Dave Holloway's become a dear friend of yours. You've shared with us. And as you noted, Joran Vandersloot did confess to killing Natalie in recent years. And so there was some closure. I just have to wonder, is Sudiksha Konanki alive somewhere? Was she kidnapped? Does somebody have intentions for something like sex trafficking or something of that nature with her?
Something, again, I don't believe she's in the water. Something else has happened, and we need to find out what that other something is.
Right. TJ Ward, you're awesome. We're going to keep talking with you. We're going to keep the conversation going because many true crime watchers feel that this case is far from over, and I know you're leading the charge to continue the advocacy for this young lady. Thank you so much. And what we're going to do is hit a break here. Coming up next on Opening Statements, here's what we've got.